Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to Hooping Live. This is a very special episode tonight because, as most of you know, I am a huge hoop pathist and I follow the way of the hoop path. So tonight's going to be all about hoop path. And of course, I want to always leave it open and make it whatever you guys want it to be. So if you have something you've been working on in your own pastime, or just have something you want to say or ask in your own practice, you are always welcome to express that through the comments. You can go ahead and comment down below if you have any questions or comments about your own personal stuff. And of course, since both Keely and I went to Hoop Path 8 this past weekend. We actually got back late last night.
Late.
You were late, like what, 11:30?
Yeah.
11:30, I think we got in, so it was pretty late. So if you have any questions about Hoop Path, leave them down in the comments below. We are very happy to answer. For myself, it was my 3rd retreat and my 6th time having a Hoop Path experience. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I'll let Keely introduce herself in a second, but just so you know, she is a kind of a newer hoop pather. So
Yeah.
You have someone that's a newer hooper and hoop pather and an experienced hooper and hoop pather. So if you have any questions for either of us on either level, we have kind of the very broad spectrum right now of kind of hoopisms with hoop path. Absolutely, absolutely. So if you have any questions, leave those down below. We will get them answered. We're very excited. We have our notes written.
Yes, we do.
So we're ready to explain to you guys not only what we learned from the instructors from both perspective, but also what we learned within ourselves, which obviously is a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and let Keely introduce herself. She's a very dear friend of mine. If you want to kind of maybe give your history on how you started hooping, what inspired you, why you've kept doing it, and why'd you go to Hoop Path, and that'd be great. Okay, cool.
All right. My name's Keely. I actually got into hooping from Audrey. She is my hoopspiration, as I call her. I was incredibly depressed because back in 2012, it was actually September 5th, I remember the date, I had to put down my dog, who was like my child of 8 years. It was very emotional, very hard. And I had a friend who was going out for the night and invited me, and they said, you know, we're not sure if you want to come or not. We know you've had a hard time, but we think it'd be good for you to get out, come out, have some fun, see some dancing. So I went out, I was watching some dancing, and I saw Audrey playing with 2 twin LED hoops, and I was just mesmerized. I thought she was gorgeous, but it was really her talent and her skill and her ability with the hoops that just drew me in. And I had seen it before here and there at festivals, and I had tried it a little. And when I was a kid, I played with hula hoops, and my dad would always tell me, oh, he's like, you know, you would always be able to win hula hoop contests, and you do so good. But I never really had a understanding that you could continue doing something like that that seemed like just a childhood pastime. And so when I saw her doing it and how amazing and beautiful and flowing it was, I was inspired, and that night, instead of sinking into the depression I had been as my dog was dying, I went on a vacation the next day. I told my family about what I had seen with Audrey, and my family was like, well, let's get you a hoop. And I have been in love with it ever since, and it has opened me up more than I can even put into words. And I am a very wordy person. I am very talkative. I feel like I'm pretty good at expressing myself, but it really puts me at a loss for words with all these experiences I've had. It's incredible.
Well, thank you, Keely. We appreciate that, and I'm so happy I'm your hoop inspiration.
You
like
really are.
You're my everything.
I love you.
So that's yeah. So this is Keely. She is a very dear friend of mine, and I wouldn't have her on the show if I didn't trust her own opinion. We did travel together this past trip. We flew together. She helped kind of arrange the tickets, so I'm like eternally grateful for that. And we flew together. We're the most jolliest people in the airport. It was so funny because the airport security was like swabbing the hula hoop and like the flow wand, like, so what is this thing exactly? And we're like, hula.
We're like, let's show you. We can do a demo. We have flow wand with us. They go, what is that? We're like, it's a magic wand. They thought we were crazy, but we were happy, and we made them smile, and that's all that mattered.
So it was pretty funny. We were very, very vibrant and laughing the whole time. And, you know, of course we were excited because we were about to go have one of the most amazing experiences of our life. But, Yeah. So, anyway, before we get into the things that we have written down for Hoop Path, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the comments that we have already. We have a comment from Melissa Walker, and she says, I am so excited because I need a hoop. I love you, Audrey, and I love you, Melissa. Thank you very much. And get yourself a hoop, girl. We're going to be making Hoop Path hoops, actually. Or Hoop Path. We're going to be making Hooping Live hoops soon. We have a whole plan. We're actually going to be conjoining forces with Outward Spiral and making an official hoopingLIVE hoop for teaching.
Surprise to me. I love that idea, though.
Isn't that great?
Yes.
If you guys like that idea and you would totally buy a hoopingLIVE hoop, which, by the way, they are going to be inexpensive. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any thoughts on that, how you think that maybe you could expand that idea. The show is for you guys, so let me know. It is about you, not about me. So tell me what you want so I can give it to you. Or I'll just be sitting here talking to no one, which is kind of stupid. Actually, I talk to myself all the time. Anyway.
It's okay, you're not the only one.
And then she also says, how to hoop on your neck. A boy from my church can do it, and I can't do it. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. But we also have another comment saying, oh, this is awesome, guys. The 10 best hooping tricks is at 130,000 views.
Holy moly, that's insane.
That's awesome. So if you guys have not seen that video yet, I definitely suggest checking it out and sharing it if you want to. It's a great video. It was actually not even like my idea, so like Craig, we're right. We're right. I give it to you. He's awesome. Craig is my manager for Hooping Live, and he just, you know, even though sometimes I think he's crazy, everything he does has always worked out, so I trust the man. We also have a a good evening, Miss Audrey from Fred. So good evening, Frederick.
Hello,
and
Fred.
Welcome to Hooping Live. So, anyway, moving on to Hoop Path. For those of you, real quick, who don't know, this is Hooping Live. Every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we talk about hooping and everything to do with hooping. Sometimes we have special guest hoopers. We've had Anna Hoopalicious, Shelly. Oh no, Shelly hasn't been on yet. Shelly's going to be on it though. We've had Bonnie Brown from Outward Spiral, Matthias Elliott, Male Hooper of the Year. We've had amazing people on the show. So if you have any requests on who you would like to see in the show, let me know in the comments below, and I guarantee I could probably get them on. So we'll see what we can do. Jenna will be in soon. For those of you who have watched the show, Jenna is my second assistant, or my first assistant. She's my number 2. And so she'll be in shortly to introduce herself. But for right now, I think we should do a quick demo. And maybe, are you comfortable doing a demo?
A little bit.
I have a couple hoops maybe we can try out before we have it happen.
I haven't hooped today. I'm pretty sore and exhausted, but I can do the best, you know, to do something a little bit little. I don't really have like a routine or anything down, but sure, why not?
Yeah, we're all just about it. So if you see anything that either of us do and you're curious about it, let us know in the comments below. We'd be happy to explain. We can try to do the best of our ability to like kind of do what we learned over the weekend, but for the most part, I think we're going to go over that by each teacher to kind of talk about it. But it's going to be a Hoop Path recap. So if any of your friends wanted to go to Hoop Path and couldn't make it, I would share the link to this video right now on your page, on your friend's page, so they can go ahead and join and be able to ask live what's going on. And of course, if you can't watch this right now, it's always recorded and you can watch it later on. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick demo, and I will show Keely where the hoops are so she can see what's going on. If you want to, do you want to talk to them for a second and kind of explain to them kind of about what your flow inspirations are?
Yeah, I think it was really an amazing privilege to be able to go to Hoop Path this weekend because many of my flow inspirations were there. I'll give you a quick recap of who did what throughout the weekend, and then we'll kind of expand on it later, I'm sure, together. But it was Thursday through Sunday evening. Thursday evening was the opening ceremonies, and there wasn't necessarily a workshop that evening, but there was an amazing performance by this male hooper from Canada named Jeffrey, who has a very Canadian last name I cannot pronounce, and I apologize. He was incredible. I actually filmed it. I do photography, and I put up a video of it earlier today, so maybe we can link it at the end or something like that, because he was mind-blowing. Does a lot of head hooping, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And then Friday was the incredible, amazing, famous Anna Hoopalicious Reichenbach, who everyone has to know of, especially if you've seen the Hooping Life. And that was just surreal for me to see her and learn from her. And she did a workshop on body rocking, which was amazing, because she's not just a body rocker, she's a life rocker. She's an amazing person inside and out, and she has this energy about her that is so inspiring, not just in terms of hooping, but in terms of being a human being. And then Saturday, we did a workshop with the beautiful Beth Lavender, and that was mesmerizing, and I felt like I got so much out of that workshop.
Amazing.
Yes, she is an incredible teacher and a very humble soul and a beautiful spirit. And then Sunday was like the be-all, end-all of the entire weekend. Such a fantastic recap, and we got to learn from Tiana Zumer, which was mind-blowing. I don't even know how to describe it, but that was amazing. Yeah, and she taught a lot on balance, which was a really nice thing towards the end of the weekend after we had been hooping basically 8 hours a day, every day, almost as if it were our jobs. We were intense about it. It was serious. We were training like beasts, giving it our all.
Right?
Yeah.
So good.
So that was incredible. And that array right there of teachers was amazing. But some other people who inspire me, who were also present, was Khan, who actually came for his very last hooping event for quite some time. He announced that, and it was very special.
That was hard.
And on Sunday, they did a thing at Hoop Path that is called Hoop Church earlier in the morning, and Baxter told a story while Khan silently hooped to it, and it was the most beautiful, moving thing. It put me into tears, and he is just an incredible hooper with so much grace. I loved it. And so Khan is a definite inspiration. My hoop mama, of course, Bonnie Brown of Outward Spiral. She inspires me every day, all the time, every single class I go to. I love you, Bonnie, if you see this. And then also, I would have to say that my other favorite probably hooper is going to be Gail O'Brien. She just blows my mind. I actually showed her to Audrey last night for the first time.
I'll agree with that.
And then I also love ninja hoops. I love Cassie McKenney. She is really talented with mini hoops. And the list goes on and on. I could go for a while. Cool. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, thank you, Keely. And if you want to, those are the hoop slides you have. If you want to go over there and play with them and see what feels good, I'm going to go ahead and let my lovely lover, Jenna, who is in the house now, introduce herself and maybe give a quick demo. If you want to talk about, you went to Bonnaroo, or where'd you go?
I went to Wakarusa.
Cool. Well, do you want to say hey and maybe do a quick recap on Wakarusa and do a quick demo?
Yeah, for sure. Hey guys, I'm Jenna. Excuse me. I'm a local Lawrence, Kansas hooper. You know, all the usual stuff. I've been hooping for 3 years now. I can officially say 3 years. Wakarusa weekend was actually my 3-year hoop-iversary, so I was so blessed to be able to spend it on the mountain with all the beautiful people that I met. I'll go ahead and just talk about it real quick. I think I may have talked about it last week a little bit, and it was just basically amazing. The only thing that really was not fun about Wakarusa was the fact that we waited in line pretty much all day when we got there. I think we got to where we thought was the right entrance around 2-ish, and gates opened at 4, so we were like, okay, we're only going to wait about 2 hours. We'll get in. We'll set up camp. It's going to be great. It's still light outside. We were really happy about it. It took about 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe a little bit more to get through there. And when we get to the front of the line, we find out that where we were was the wrong entrance for Riverside. So we had to go to another line about 5-6 miles away down the road, and we waited in line there from about 5 till, let's see, we weren't finished setting up camp till about 1:30 in the morning. We waited literally all day in this ginormous line. We saw so many people spinning towards the night. People started lighting up fire poi and fire hoops because we were all just really bored in line. I sadly did not have my fire hoop with me, so I was not able to burn at all that weekend. But other than waiting in line forever, it being really, really hot, and that's pretty, oh, and the flies drove me crazy. Other than that, it was pretty much the most amazing weekend. What, Audrey?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said something.
No, I said ooey when you said flies.
Oh, yeah. At one point, we accidentally left our tent open, and by the end of the night, I would say there was probably about 50 or 60 black flies on the ceiling of our tent that we really didn't know how to get out. We had like a citronella like lamp with us that we usually use to light wicks on our polys, and we put citronella in there and put it in the tent, and they didn't leave at all. Like, we woke up the next morning. I woke up at 7 in the morning the next morning, 1, hot as crap, and 2, with flies like all over me, like biting me. It was it was literally the worst thing to ever wake up to. What?
Oh my God, don't say that. Out of her seat.
I'm sorry. We got him out eventually.
At least it didn't happen to you.
Why does your hair love me?
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody.
At least it was just me.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's change the subject.
Yeah, I will just talk about the rest of the weekend. It was beautiful. STS9 was amazing. That was like the first show we actually went to the next day. And I hit my flow so hard during STS9. Like, I don't know if it was just because I really hadn't hooped hard in a long time, or if it was just the environment and like experiencing Wakarusa for the first time and having this amazing music going, and like their stage was beautiful. Like, I hit my flow so hard, and like one of the girls who was in my camping group with me has never really seen hooping or any kind of flow art at all in general, and she not only got to see me and my friend Heather hoop, but she got to see Grace Good and Allie from Feather Hoops and like a bunch of other amazing fire spinners in the circle that was out in the crowd at night. And I was gonna say hi to Grace Good because at one point she was like really close to me, and I chickened out, and I'm super regretting it. I was so upset. Like, I had ended up taking a video of her while she was fire spinning, and she ended up commenting on it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I was going to say hi, and I lost you in the crowd or something like that, and she was just saying how I should have said hi to her, and yeah, there was like a lot of people there, and she appreciated that I took the video of her, so that was really cool. But, yeah, it was a great weekend.
I feel like I should be more aware of the people that are part of the online YouTube community, because like I don't know any of them. I hang out with like Baxter, Anna, and Tiana, and like, you know, Brecken and stuff, and they don't do a lot of like YouTube stuff. And I'm like, since I'm like friends with them, I don't watch YouTube videos that often. So everyone's like, yeah, did you see so and so's new video? I'm like, no, link me, yo.
I couldn't believe you hadn't never heard of Gail O'Brien.
No, or this Lusty.
Oh, Rachel Lust. But no, I think she just blew up the other day and went viral.
No,
I mean, good for her. But I hadn't heard of her either, and I had people posting it to my wall too.
I don't. And honestly, guys, post awesome videos on the Hooping Live Facebook page. If you find a video, post it. Let me watch it, because I don't know. Like, when I watch hoopers, like, you know, like Nick Gazzardo is like my brother. Like, him and I are like, and
he's always like next level.
Oh, and even like his hooping's great, but just he is just amazing. So like, and I'm not trying to like brag and be like, yeah, like I'm friends with Baxter and Nick. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just saying that like I've already established friendships with them. So it's like, I feel like I don't need to look anywhere else but there for inspiration. So I don't look on YouTube anymore. I just, you know, look at my friends. And I don't know.
I think that makes sense.
I want to, though. It does, but I want to know. I need to establish relationships so I can get Gail O'Brien on the show. So I can get, like, these people that you guys want to see. Link videos, you guys. Link videos. Give me names. Let me know who I need to contact to get on the show. because I know you guys like are very active in the comments and the viewings are really big on the shows, but let's get more people on here. I mean, Anna from Anna Hoopalicious has been on. Tiana promised she would come on. Bax promised he would come on, but who knows if that's gonna happen.
I have a few suggestions.
Who you want on the show?
Steve Baggs and Valentina.
Mm-hmm.
They are incredible. Also, Dale O'Brien for sure. Carice from the Hooping Life. I thought he was amazing. I've heard he's shy, so that might be a challenge, which could be really cool. And then also, I had another thing in mind, and I'm slipping my mind.
Comment down below.
Yeah. But those are a few for now.
Cool, cool. Well, we will get a lot of cool people coming up on the show, but we really do want to talk about Hooping Live. We're already 20 minutes into the show, so let's kind of move into a couple more things on the show before we get to the comments. Jenna, do you want to go ahead and do a quick demo?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
All right.
I've watched her on a lot of your shows, and I really like her spirit.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's just really laid back and fun.
Yeah, she's like super chill when she hoops.
Mm-hmm. It's nice that she's consistent with you, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's been really, like, consistent with the show, which has been really helpful.
Could we link my page at the end, and I'll make sure I add all the pictures from Hoop Path and then all the videos to my Swahili Keely photography page?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Nice, Jenna. That was beautiful. I like that tracing. She's really been moving her feet a lot more, too, which is great.
Yeah, footwork is so essential.
Oh,
I learned
so
that this
essential.
weekend.
Absolutely. That's one of the main things of this weekend.
Are you muted or unmuted right now?
We're muted.
Okay, good.
Gorgeous. Yes, that was a fold that I like to see.
And that's without music.
Right, music is not, we never, Jenna, like, back me up here, girl. We never hoop with music on Hooping Live anymore.
I've noticed that.
It's like not our thing. Oh,
You see this?
Oh, kitty
You see that? Every time.
Enjoy that fluffer because Chakra, you guys, everyone listen up, yo. Chakra's in the kitty hospital right now. He is not feeling very good, so everyone send a lot of love to him. I'm not gonna cry.
No.
He's fine.
He's okay. He's gonna be okay.
He's fine. He's just gonna get some shots and get his ankle and poopy checked on and have a little sleepover at the vet tonight. And I'm gonna pick him up in the morning, and he's gonna be fine. I'm lucky though because my mommy is here tonight, so she's gonna take care of me. Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that or not, but she said hello. So I'm very lucky that she's going to be here tonight. But I'll go ahead and do a quick demo. I'll display a couple things I learned tonight, but I'd like to get through some of the comments and get into Hoop Path Talk.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what they're talking about.
All right, Audrey, take it away.
Take it away now. All right, just sit over there on my couch. I'm just kidding.
Sit here and drink my wine.
Do it. All right, this chair needs to go.
Beautiful. Look at Audrey being so beautiful, busting out those beautiful hoop moves. You might not have any music, but you got that Keely talk.
Okay, Keely. I got it. I'm just kidding. You got that Keely talk.
Awesome angle. I think in contrast to not doing music, you should do one time where you talk about the music you love to hoop to. That makes you move.
Nice.
Whoops.
Beautiful.
Alright. Cool. There's a little performance that kind of recapped as much as I could remember in the moment for Hoop Path stuff. Go ahead and sit down. So let's go through some of the comments and then we'll move into Hoop Path. Like I said, if you saw anything that Jenna or I did during this performance, you can go ahead and comment down below. Let us know any questions or comments you have. Anything that you've been working on personally, but especially anything that you want to know about Hoop Path. We're going to talk about a couple things that relate to Hoop Path in between the comments, but your comments are important to us, so be sure to comment down below as soon as you can because we're usually running late at the end of the show because we get so many of them. So let's go ahead and move back to the top and read some of these comments. So let's see here. Hooping on your neck. Okay, so I'm going to kind of speak for maybe all of us. I'll let the girls agree, though. Do any of you hoop on your neck?
Yeah.
You do?
It feels good. I mean, I don't do it necessarily for a part of my practice, but I do it sometimes just as a, like, massage.
Okay, Jenna?
No, I never really hoop on my neck unless I'm going, like, into a shoulder duck out. Like, I'll have maybe, like, a half rotation around my neck as I'm ducking out with my shoulder, but it's never, like, something I just do. I don't know. It's not part of my flow.
Me too. I'm the same way, actually, with Jenna. Of course, it always feels good it does feel like, I actually kind of find it a little bit painful to hoop around my neck, but, you know, to each his own. I think what the thing is with neck hooping is that people assume that neck hooping, you know, because people hoop around their neck, they're like, oh, you know, that's really cool. Like, pretty much like amateur hoopers will say, I can hoop around my neck, and then they'll struggle to get it up, and they'll go around their neck, because this is an easy point to hula hoop on. I mean,
yeah.
But the other thing about neck hooping is, I can't even do that right, it kind of hurts, is it completely frees up your arms.
That is a nice benefit.
But I feel like it looks weird because you're like, hey, hey, hey. But what neck hooping in general, besides like hooping around your neck, I suggest just going straight down to the shoulders, because like once you understand like shoulder hooping, you can really like learn to free up your arms. to really like dance with them without having to worry about hooping around your neck, which is, I think, very important, which is actually a theory that I want to talk to you guys about before the end of the show. So, yeah, but I mean, that's awesome that your friend can do it. It's really not hard. It's just kind of like leaning back and forth with the hoop and getting that momentum going. Sometimes understanding momentum on your upper body can help with shoulder hooping too as well. So see how that works out for you.
And just practice a lot.
Absolutely. Practice is key, dude. I'm telling you.
You know Gail O'Brien has practice more tattooed on each of her feet? It's amazing. She has tattooed on her feet. One foot says practice, the other foot says more.
Well, that's why she's so good.
That's why it's essential.
Yeah, hooping around your neck is a back and forth motion, but don't use your neck to actually create that motion. Make it root from the bottom of your feet, a back and forth motion. I mean, even she said, she was like, you know, she was like, Keely was really sore this weekend because she was learning how to root all movement from your feet. Everyone's like, oh, it's in your hips, or it's in your shoulders, or it's in your chest, but all of those movements, no matter what you're doing, is rooted from your feet.
It's so true, and Baxter goes over that again and again, no matter where he is at Hoop Path Retreat or Hoop Path Workshop, and it's essential, especially for angles, which I am struggling and challenging myself and working on, and I'm going to get it because I finally understand this concept.
It's awesome. Absolutely. So if you're curious more about that, let me know. I'm actually thinking about doing a Hooping Live episode just yeah. Anyway. So, anyway, Carice?
Sounds like Carice, yeah.
Carice says, hiya, I was wondering how to do a chest roll. If you don't have any room to do it, that's fine. I love you and so glad to have you as a friend on the show. And so glad to have your friend on the show with you. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have enough room to do a little bit of chest roll work. Actually, that was one of the things that was worked on at Path this week. So it's a great way to kind of intertwine the two of them. So,
yeah. Beth Lavender and Tiana went over that.
Yeah, so we can we'll intertwine all of that together. I'm going to actually let Jenna go ahead and talk a little bit about her version of chest rolls, and then we'll get to what we learned at Hoop Path. So Jenna, you want to take over?
I mean, I can, but I personally really can't do chest rolls yet. The only kind of chest roll I can do is that illusion that you showed me.
All right. Well, then let's well, okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, no, I don't have to do it. I literally, I can only really do back rolls cleanly. So if you guys want to take over with Hoop Path stuff, go, because I don't know. I can't help that much.
Hey, I like your Hoop Path tank top.
Oh, thanks. I got it in December when he came to Kansas City.
What? Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, I thought you were going to roll. Okay, so then, yeah, let's talk about the roles that we learned at Hoop Path. Where's... Right there. Hold on.
Whoops.
Where are you?
Which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for my dark blue hoop. I'm talking about something. Alright, that's not working. Okay,
she's looking for a hoop so she can demo. She's going to use this one instead.
I'm just going to use it. Can you guys see this okay? Is that, like, visible enough?
That looks good.
It's not. Are you sure? Oh, shoot, there it is.
She found it.
Okay. Okay, so chest rolls. Ow. Okay, so chest rolls. I have taught them to be illusions where you kind of almost toss it across the body. And this past weekend, I've actually learned about literally contact with the hoop all across the body, which is so this was part of Tiana's that I'm actually going to teach that made most sense to me. It was about that kind of infinite roll, and I've talked about kind of that skid that happens that can kind of shoot the hoop across the body, and I still really suggest doing that roll, where it's almost like the walk the dog movement, where you kind of like whiplash the hoop. Oh, jeez. And you kind of do that same thing on your hands. Excuse me, I'm having the hiccups. And so what she taught was this roll where you learn to catch the hoop, and when you're doing it, you're actually holding the hoop like this. She taught us about balance first and using your thumb as almost like a kickstand. So when you spin the hoop, you kind of get it into that position where you can hold it like this, giving you the ability to shoot it back across your body. I haven't quite mastered it yet, but it's like almost like a flick. And what you're doing is taking the hoop and literally letting it completely roll across your body. And why she taught balancing with it first was a balance where you balance the hoop on the palm of your hand. And what you do is with the balancing for this chest roll is you balance from the root of your feet. And make sure you're not pushing your butt up. You're kind of tucking your pelvis in, or your pelvic bone in, rounding from your feet. And what you do is you focus and like breathe. Focus on the hoop and you let it go kind of down the center line of your arm and stare at the top of the hoop. And you can use your thumb as a kickstand. You don't have to hold on to it the whole time, but if you feel like it's about to fall, you can almost like kind of tap the your thumb on the hoop, and it'll kind of like just train you how to like balance the hoop and get it into plane. I haven't worked with this much yet, so I'm still kind of trying to understand it. But what that does is that balance not only can be like taught right here, but taught right here. Taught right here. Balance can be taught right here, here, here. These bouncing points are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. All through the body, all through this roll. So if you understand balancing from A to Z, those rolls will become so clean and smooth that you can literally understand that roll all across that line, all across that path, which I think is brilliant. Kaylee, did you want to give any insight as more of a beginner hooper for that, or did you feel?
I think one of the things she said that's absolutely essential to the rolls is to begin with your balance. Begin being able to just balance the hoop in your hand. And then one of the things she said that was important is you kind of flick with your either your middle finger or whatever really works for you, but you want to make sure it follows the line of your wrist, and you want to make sure you're completely straight, and you actually don't need to look back like a lot of people do when they do a chest roll, because you want to make sure you can watch it from one side to the other, because if you look away, you might not be able to make it connect. I remember that was important.
Absolutely. That's great. And did you feel like rooting yourself was really important?
Yes. Yeah, making sure your feet are totally grounded and you're consciously putting an effort to like put weight into your heels and your toes and to make sure everything is grounded. It really makes a difference.
Yeah. Jenna, did that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely. I don't have the room right now to actually like practice that because like for basically my arm span is kind of what I have to work with right now. But next time I get outside for a hoop jam, which will most likely be this weekend, that is all I'm going to be doing because I am determined at 3 years of hooping now to get chest rolls. I'm done avoiding them. I will get them.
Cool. Well, I know you will. So awesome. Let's move forward from that's great that she said chest rolls though, because that's something that was talked about, which is cool. Nicolina, hi Nicolina, says one day I'll be at Hoop Path. I hope so. Just coming back from the flow retreat at Playthink. Ooh.
I've heard good things about that.
Yeah? I've not heard of that. I love to hear your experience at Hoop Path. Just wondering how your flow is going to change from that experience. That's a great question. And we'll go ahead and answer that. I also wanted to say something real quick, though, was that whole one day at Hoop Path thing. I have really great news, and I hope a bunch of you are viewing right now because Hoop Path is an official sponsor of Hooping Live. And we will be getting 3 free tickets next year for Hoop Path. So we're going to have a big contest to see who can win those tickets, but thumbs up to this video and the Facebook page because might as well get yourself in the bowl ready to go because 3 of you are going to win Hoop Path tickets.
And that's a huge deal because Hoop Path is incredible and Hoop Path is cheap. That's awesome. That's a really cool opportunity.
Absolutely. And we've also, we're in here.
Okay.
And we've also teamed up with Outward Spiral.
Bonnie
Brown. And we're going to be doing the hoops for Hooping Live. I mean, it's gonna be great. We have a lot of cool stuff. I made a lot of connections this weekend, so getting excited. And I wanted to also forward an apology from Tiana to you guys. She's been traveling and very busy, so she's not been able to be on the show. But we will figure something out to get her on here, I promise. But don't think that she just like ignored us because she didn't. She's just been very busy.
She's so humble. It's incredible. She's very approachable, just a really cool person on the inside and the outside.
Yeah, and she is really wonderful. We love her. So let's move on here. We have oh, where are we here? Okay. Oh, okay, about our Hoop Path experience. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let Keely... Actually, Jenna, do you want to talk about your Hoop Path experience at the workshop first?
Yeah, sure. If you guys don't already know, I attended Baxter's Hoop Path workshop in Kansas City, Kansas. Maybe it's Missouri. I don't really know where the border is down there. In Kansas City in the West Bottoms. I attended Baxter's workshop there, and it pretty much, like, I attribute Baxter's workshop to the way that I hoop now, because before I had attended the workshop, I plateaued. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. I felt like there was nothing new I could learn. I felt like I wasn't going to get any better. Like, there was nothing that I could do to get better. And Hoop Path showed me that there's, like, infinite upon infinite possibilities of things that you could do with the hoop. And I am going to try really, really hard to get to not only his workshop in Kansas City, if he has one this December, or whenever he decides to come tour again, but I'm definitely going to try to get my butt to the retreat next year. I'm deciding between either Hoop Path retreat or SC Bali. But anyways, back to my experience. Sorry, I get on tangents a lot.
That's a hard choice. I've been trying to do it too.
What?
That is a really, really hard choice to make.
I know, and like I've been trying to kind of add it up, and I've realized I need about $3,000 to get myself to SC Bali, and that like includes like my airfare, my ticket, like spending money and like all that stuff. So I'm trying to think of something to do there. And I need to look into Hoop Path more and look at like prices and everything to stay there and all that stuff. And I will be comparing the two and making a decision, hopefully, in the near future.
Oh, awesome. Well, good for you. And I'm so glad that you're able to experience what you did. And in terms of Hoop Path this year, it felt very different from me. I've been to 3 retreats. And this one felt very different. It was a lot more intimate. It didn't feel as airy. I felt a lot more grounded and passionate versus the ones that I had felt in the past. And I felt like I did learn about my own hooping myself. I feel like I learned more about me as a person and my soul and spirituality rather than hooping necessarily. So two of the words, actually we have our notes here, two of the words that came up this past Hoop Path 8 was acceptance and honesty. My tribe was honesty, which I thought was very interesting, and acceptance, because I feel like in all of us, we need to accept our flaws and say, like, I am a shy person. I'm going to not beat myself up over being shy and insecure. I'm going to say, I accept that I am shy and insecure, and I will, to the best of my ability, take care of myself and try to make myself a better person, if you want to be. So that was one of the examples that Baxter gave, but for myself, it was very important. And so I was very much focusing on honesty and acceptance this past class. I did work on refining some techniques and getting new ideas on some techniques, as well as kind of interpreting new ways of flow and meditation. But other than that, Hoop Path was very personal this year, more than hoopaful, I guess. Yeah, but Kaylee, how did you feel during Hoop Path?
In what way? In regards to what? Because there's so many things I could touch on.
Hooping and in your spirit as well.
I think that's a good point. It's like you go there and you learn so much about hooping and technique and about incorporating different things to create and find your flow. Well, yeah, to find your flow, not to create it, because everyone has flow within them. It's just a matter of unlocking it, which I truly believe. But the incredible thing about Hoop Path, whether you take a workshop or go to the retreat, which is like a really emphatic version of a workshop, and it's just really intense, and it's like the workshop is a tiny little preview into the retreat, if you will, is the fact that when you go and you're learning from Baxter and he's speaking to you, he's not just teaching hooping the whole time. He's teaching you philosophy and life concepts, and he tells you a lot from his own experience and about how to grow and be a better human being and to accept yourself and feel more comfortable in your own body, not even with the hoop, but just in your own body in general, and to accept and understand that it's okay to be shy and that you have the ability at any time when you feel comfortable or you decide to break out of that shell and to be you and to embrace your own unique style. And like you were saying, to be honest with yourself and accept yourself as you are. Or whoever you want to be, you can create yourself.
Absolutely.
And he teaches you all of that and gives you the confidence through his teachings and his hoop technique and the tools to do so. And it is so empowering on so many levels.
And that's beautiful, Keely. Thank you. Jenna, did you feel any of that when you were at Hoop Path?
Definitely. I tell people all the time that one of the best experiences of Hoop Path was just listening to Baxter talk about how, I mean, just talk. Basically, just him talking, for some reason, put me in this headspace right after we had Circle. First thing on the first day, I just knew that where we were was such a safe place for my hooping, and that I could really branch out and explore all these different things that I'd never tried before. And to this day, I have yet to find a hoop space that recreate that feeling for me, you know? So that's why I'm going to go to Hoop Path, because apparently that's the only way I can hit that, and that makes me grow so much, and I am thriving to grow. Like, I don't know if that's the right word, but I just, I don't know. I can't even put it into words.
To expand upon that, anytime you learn from Baxter and take any of his classes or attend his retreat, you're never being judged. You are always safe to be yourself or to act however you want and to hoop in whatever funky or weird or, you know, eccentric way you like, because no one is judging you. No one. Everyone is there to accept you and embrace you as you are and to love the fact that you are unique. You don't ever have to fit some mold, and you feel totally comfortable being whoever you want to be, and it's beautiful. And I mean that.
Oh, that wasn't heavy or anything. Awesome. Thank you, Keely.
Yeah.
You're awesome. So let's move on to the comments, because we have about 10 minutes left, and I feel
that's
like
a lot.
yeah, we haven't talked like any comments So I actually have a couple comments for you. So let's read the comments and just if we can talk about Hoop Path, great. We have another comment from Kelly Girl. Oh, please link your videos. I went to Hoop Path in '09. So we will definitely have some links to Keely's videos and pictures so you guys can see them. We have a comment from Melissa Walker again saying, Jenna, doesn't it hurt you with the fire hoops?
No.
No.
No. Especially if you practice safety and you know how not to get burned.
Yeah, I don't know what they're exactly meaning by does that hurt you with the fire hoops? No, just no.
I mean, that's kind of, I mean, maybe if you could elaborate on that question a little bit, that would help.
Yeah.
But usually, no, fire hooping does not hurt unless you grab the flame for a long amount of time. But,
which I don't ever do, so.
I don't know most people that do that.
You want to make sure you practice proper safety, though, or learn your first time from someone, and you never, ever do it by yourself.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. But anyway, we have another comment from Nicolina that says, I would like to see Bonnie McDuck. Oh, yes.
I've heard of her.
She's awesome. Come on the show. I took 2 of her workshops, and she was just so amazed with her way she dances and teaches. Others would be Carolina, Sati Flo, Charity Edwards. Personally, I still like to come on and hang out. It's been 6 months of watching the show. It's been a goal of mine to do
to be on.
Do you all have hoop goals? Please share. And those are great suggestions, actually. So thank you very much. I will do my best to get those people on just for you, Nicolina, because you have been such an avid viewer that you deserve, like, the queen treatment.
Aww.
She has.
That's awesome.
We have a lot of viewers, including Nicolina, that have been here for every show and are very dedicated, and I love them for that. I mean, that's just so special. I actually want to share with you guys real quick before I get into the show. One of the viewers named Jean was at Hoop Path this past weekend, and I was actually going to pick up my name tag, and they were confused because Baxter put me under Audrey, but my name is Audrey Shear, so it was like they were a little confused, and the confusion was kind of going on, and all of a sudden a woman comes out and was like, you don't need a name tag. Everyone knows who you are. In my mind, I'm like, let me tell you what, no one knows who I am. Like, I don't feel that known in my own mind, but she's like, yeah, you know, everyone knows who you are. And I go up to her, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? What's your name? And she goes, well, my name's Jean, and I've been hooping for 7 months, and I watch Hooping Live, and I want you to know that your videos have been the reason why I started hooping. She goes, you've changed my life for the better.
Aww.
And she starts getting all teary-eyed. And, I'm, like, starting to be all, like, oh. And I start, like, getting, like, really teary-eyed. And she's like, I've dealt with so much hardship, and you're so beautiful and talented, and watching you has inspired me to be a better person. And at this point, I am just, like, bawling my eyes out, like, crying, because I'm like, it was so touching and so special, and I don't know, it was very strange, but
you came up after and you needed a hug because it was so heavy.
It was heavy. It was really heavy, and so I gave her a hug and said, I'm very grateful, and she's like, I have this idea for one of your Hooping Live shows, and I'm going to help her get on the show just so she can feel like she can express her feelings on something. And anyway, it was very important, and I want for all of you that, and I mention this because of Nicolina, who's been on the show a lot. It means a lot. Like, you all mean so much to me, and you all mean so much to Jenna as well. Like, Jenna and I, like, I hope I'm speaking for the both of us, but we love hearing from you guys.
Definitely. I second that wholeheartedly. Like, I have never actually met someone in person who watches the show, but due to the show, I've gotten a lot of friend requests on Facebook. So that's kind of like the same thing, right? Like, a little bit.
Absolutely. People, I mean, she even asked about you. She's like, oh, is Jenna here today? I'm like, no. She goes, oh, why isn't Jenna here? And like, the Hooping Live team, and like, someone even asked about Craig's ship, and like, if he could film hooping videos. And I mean, it was really cool. I mean, it was a really
You
cool.
had us all sold until you said that part. We
Oh.
were all going for it all.
Well, no, literally. So it was like, someone asked, is Craig's ship your your like video manager? And I'm like, yeah, he is. And they were like, well, does he do custom hooping videos for people? I'm like, well, I don't know. He's like based out of Frederick, so if you're in that area, I'm sure he'd be glad to help out. But I mean, it wasn't a long conversation. It was just, you know, a quick thing because, you know, it's very obvious that you make videos of me, Craig. It's pretty well promoted, so.
And they're good quality.
Absolutely.
You have good gear, Craig.
You're the good gear, Craig.
We're going to make some better ones next time. They're
Absolutely.
only going to be better.
Well, let's move on. Let's try to get these comments finished with before 4 minutes. We have, okay, so Melissa Walker says, sorry, I have a lot to ask, but how do you hoop on your shoulders? We'll get to that in a second. And Karis M says, "Aw, your poor kitty. I'll be thinking about him." Oh, thank you guys. I really appreciate the kitty prayers. Melissa also says, "I'll pray for the kitty." Oh, you guys don't. I'm gonna cry.
He's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be okay. You're right.
Positive thinking.
But yeah, send your love for him because he's gonna be okay. He's my little Pookie bear.
Yeah, for chakra.
He's gonna be okay because he has these paws. And his paws are very cute, so it'll be fun. Melissa says, how do you ghost hoop? So shoulder hooping, ghost hooping, we'll talk about that.
Those take more than a few minutes to explain in demo even.
I'm gonna like do like the quickest demo ever though. April Adams, hello April, you're an Ava user, says, hi Keely. Thank you so much for your openness. It was my pleasure meeting you and beginning a beautiful friendship this weekend. You're a sweetheart.
Hi, April. Whoop. It was such a pleasure meeting you, too. Oh, I was thinking about you earlier. I'm so excited to hear that. That's really cool. Yay.
Yay, that's awesome. Okay, so Jess Legacy says, I took a hooping class for a few months and loved it, but I was self-conscious to practice outside and forgot pretty much everything. What should I do to master first as a beginner? I'm going to let you talk about this.
I think you should master whatever interests you most and what feels good. Whatever you're really interested in that you're like, I want to learn that. I've got to get that. Because if you have that drive, you're going to work on it hard and you're going to practice it a lot. And then once you get that, the confidence from knowing that you've nailed that trick is going to give you the confidence to go ahead and attempt the next one and the next one. And before you know it, you have a whole array of tricks that your flow. And then one day before you know it, you're going to be like, wow, I'm busting into this, that move. And you're going to be like, wow, I'm not even thinking about them at the time. I'm just doing them. So just keep practicing and really think about the things that you see in videos or that you see in person, because it's really important to watch people in person and to attend every retreat or workshop that comes to your area that you can, because there are talented people. And you can't learn through a video what you can from someone showing you in person and showing you from an angle that is perceptive and works for your brain and how you function, and then actually having them walk around and correct you and show you maybe, you know, what you're doing in your form and what you need to tweak to be able to get that trick right. So just definitely practice and do whatever you think would be cool and just work on it and work on it and work on it.
Absolutely. Thank you. I love that. I love that. So I'm going to agree with her. Jenna, do you have any input on that question?
I really think that, I mean, I totally agree with you guys, but I also think that there are definitely some like core moves that you should learn, because there are a lot of tricks that stem from those core moves, you know. So I mean, obviously waist hooping, and for me, knee hooping really opened up a lot for me because it frees up your upper body and you can really explore with your movements. But definitely, like you guys say, just do what feels right. I remember the first trick I learned was like an elbow pass or something like that, and that and like waist hooping were like the two things I could do, and it motivated me to just keep learning and keep sweating my butt off outside.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, it's crazy how those little things can like add up to so much to a beginner hooper.
Yeah, core hooping is essential in Baxter, and I think every single workshop instructor this weekend emphasized that, because people would core hoop and be like, okay, I got it around my waist, and they go to something else, but then once you try and expand upon things that are core hooping styles, which are a lot of things which people don't realize, you can kind of falter if you don't really have that mastered. So core hoop all the time, and then, you know, build it up from there like Jenna said. That's
Body
a really
rock.
good point. Yeah, body rock it like Anna.
rock. Yeah.
Hoopalicious style.
Hoopalicious, bumpalicious, make the hoops go crazy. Okay. So, I appreciate all the love for the kitty. Melissa Walker said that she'll pray for Kitty, ghost hooping. Jess Legacy says, I took a hooping class a few months ago and
that was
I did a master. Wait, what? Oh, that was what you talked about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, thank you guys. So, Isabel,
Mauricio too.
thank you. Mauricio, 2 minutes ago.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Says, how do you learn to control the hoop with your hands?
Maybe she means isolations, or I think she probably have to comment more.
Hand hoop control is very kind of versatile. You can do open palm and use your thumb almost like a kickstand and kind of grab the hoop as it spins around, or kind of stick out your thumb to almost be a kickstand. A lot of times I suggest learning how to spin the hoop on each of your fingers. So you can really learn how to actually get the most light grip on the hoop as you can. I mean, I very rarely grab the hoop fully. I'm pretty open with it. A lot of times I almost do like a ring where I kind of put the hoop in my hands like that, because it gives the hoop a very like kind of flexible way to move, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I really don't know if there's any other way to answer that question.
Maybe ask a little more detailed.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nicolina also says, yeah, oh shoot, why am I so out of this? Okay.
There's an LED question.
Okay. MMO says, best place online to buy LED hoops. What size LED color patterns are best for beginners? Size and patterns are completely up to you. That's not a question that can be answered, unfortunately. If you want to get something like an atomic that has multiple types of patterns so you can figure out what you want, that's great. I suggest actually looking up LED hoops and seeing what catches your eye the most, and seeing if maybe you can find a pattern similar to it, screenshot it, and send it to like Mood Hoops or something that make kind of inexpensive hoops to kind of get that same color. But in terms of LED hoops, and I'm going to speak for Jenna and Keely on this one, wait. Just wait. Don't rush into it.
I agree.
Jenna's nodding, Keely is nodding, Craig is nodding, and he doesn't even know. So, with fire as well, just wait. Wait till you know.
Wait till you're ready and you feel comfortable in your regular hoop.
Get this. So I started with a 40-inch hoop, a 42-inch hoop. I got down to a 40-inch hoop. Like, I want an LED hoop. So I bought some cheap but LED hoop, all blue, really. Mom, do you remember that hoop? The big blue hoop. Oh, it was bad. It was a painful hoop. I'd take it to raves, and I'd hoop around my waist, and I would be knocking people all. I'd be like, you see people like just shooting off the hoop as they tried to touch it. It was like I was like a Spyro dragon with like a fire blaze around my body. It was a really bad idea, and then I'm like, oh well, 36 is a perfect height. So I got a 2-in-1 36-inch hoop. Well, 36 was too big. So then I'm like, I'm gonna get a 30-inch atomic hoop. I get a 30-inch, or like a 30 or 32-inch atomic hoop. Thick hoop. And it breaks.
Ooh.
I need to get it back, though. I need to comment to
Ooh,
them.
those are expensive, too.
Uh-huh. And then I get a 20, and I'm at 30, like between 30 and 32 inches, and I'm like happy there. I'm like, you know what? I like 28-inch as light as possible. I wanted like the teeniest tube you can get, so I got a brand new atomic, the latest style, thinnest tubing, 28-inch hoop. All of a sudden, I didn't want to do off-body stuff anymore, so I wanted to be on the body, and you can't do that with a 28-inch hoop.
Ooh, that's probably around the time that I saw you.
Probably.
Yeah, when you were doing those 2 small LED minis.
Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden, I wanted my 32-inch hoop back. So I went from 28, trying to get even smaller, to 32. And 32 is my on. That's what this is. This is like a, I think this is actually, this blue one is like a 30-inch, and this one is a 32-inch. And I don't know where my 28 is, but I did have a 28, but this is a 31.8, so almost 32. And this is perfect for like really consistent, like on body hooping, as well as off body hooping. So that's kind of my like in between. Find your in between before you get an LED hoop. Play with the smallest you can, play with the biggest you can for a while. Don't like pick up a 28-inch hoop and be like, this is awesome. Like, be like, this is awesome for like a couple months. And then figure out what you want, save your money, invest in a hoop that can be on and off body, and get the most kick butt hoop you can get. That's my advice. Girls, do you have anything you want to say?
I think just when you're a beginner, the bigger the better, because the hoop's going to rotate around you slower.
No, as an LED.
Oh, just for LEDs? Then I think that's the perfect response, because you want something that you can do for both on body and off body, like you said.
What about you, Jenna?
I definitely agree. I personally dealt with going from bigger to smaller and mistakenly buying LEDs when I shouldn't. I started with a 36, maybe a 38-inch mood hoop, which was great because it was really sturdy and withheld me dropping it for like 6 months or so. Just pretty much straight 6 months. I don't know. I ended up selling it, and then I got a 28 inside diameter Proton Labs Helix, and that was at a time when I was trying to go really, really small, and turns out I can't on-body hoop with a 28-inch hoop. Like, I mean, I can if I'm spinning while I'm doing all of it, but that's not how I flow. So I was very, very fortunate to find someone who would just trade me hoops. She had a 36 Proton Labs Helix, and a 36 is what I hoop with. That is my comfortable hoop size. I can vary between 36 and 32, but just the hoops I primarily use are 36. So I was very fortunate that this girl traded me hoops, so I now have the 36 Proton Labs Helix, and I'm going to most likely get it retubed soon because it's very, very heavy. So still struggling. Just wait. Like they said, wait. Do it.
Absolutely. Waiting is definitely key. So let's see here. If any of these questions were not answered to the fullest, leave them down below, and after the show is recorded, we're glad to answer them again. This is the last comment we're going to take tonight before we wrap up the show. Jocelyn Diaz says, hello, I started hooping last week. My hoop is a little heavy. Do you think it's easier for beginners to use a light hoop? And also, how many times did it take you girls to become really good? I practice every day a lot, and I really want to be very good. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Heavy hoop. Heavy hoop for on body, light hoop for off body. Do not do anything different. Have an array of hoops. I cannot tell you the weight of the hoop. I can't tell you what kind of hoop you're supposed to have. The hoop that I have does not mean that if you want to hoop the way I hoop, does not mean that you are supposed to use the size of hoop that I use.
Nope.
So everyone, just right now, I use a 32-inch hoop, polypropylene, or PSI tubing. Half-inch. That's it. That's what I use. Stop asking. That's what I use. but that does not mean that you're going to hoop the way I hoop. It's not means you're going to wait, like, if you have the same size that Keely or Jenna uses, you're not going to hoop the same way as us. Experiment. Try a bunch of different sizes and see what works for you on and off body and go from there. No one can tell you what is good. No one. Only your body and your own personal dance and flow can do that. That is the best advice I can give you. So with that, heavy hoop for on body, light hoop for off body. Trust me. What else? I've been hooping for about 4 years. Keely, how long have you been hooping?
About 1.5 years, and I have a long way to go, but I've also come a long way, so.
She's amazing.
Aw, thank you. That's
Absolutely.
a big compliment coming from you.
Jenna, how long have you been hooping?
I am officially 3 years. I think it's 3 years and about 2 weeks now, if you want to be really official. But many more down the road.
And if you guys have seen Jenna, she's an amazing hooper, especially after she went to Hoop Path. So, yes, time and exploration are your friends. Figure out what feels good for you. Blindfold yourself, drop your hoop, dance alone with no music. See how your body wants to move. Just feel your body. I'm telling you, once you're in your own body and you're dancing the way your primal soul and body wants to dance, anyone that watches you dance will be like, that person's awesome. I had no dance background. None at all.
I have none.
None? Jenna, how about you? Any dance background? No. None of us. None of us have had dance backgrounds. And we are all amazing hoopers. I'm even saying to myself, because I have worked my butt off to become a decent hooper. I've seen this girl work her butt off to become a decent hooper. I've watched Jenna from almost day one become this little, like, hooper that was like, oh, like, Audrey, like, teach me your ways. And then all of a sudden she's on my show as my assistant, and she's like, I can't even handle it, you guys. Time is your friend. And don't be like, oh, I need 2 hours of flight time. Flight time is like hooping time every day. Sometimes I don't pick up the hoop for more than a minute a day. Just even if you're touching the hoop or writing about the hoop. Maybe you're on a plateau and you're like, I don't want to even pick up my hoop. Get a hooping diary. This was my hooping diary. Very pretty. I'll journal sometimes just about hooping, and I won't hoop that day. I don't hoop every day. I think about it, yeah, but don't pressure yourself. Let yourself be your own being and learn who your dancer is, and you will be an amazing dancer. We're all amazing dancers and have something to offer each other. Keely, do you want to give any last words for the show tonight?
I think it's like what Jenna was saying earlier where, oh shoot, now I just forgot my train of thought, but it's a good point that none of us were dancers beforehand, and hooping cannot, oh, okay, I remember what I was going to say about Jenna. If you hit a plateau or you feel like you're not getting it, hook up with Baxter, get to a Hoop Path workshop, get to a Hoop Path retreat, get to a Hoop Path anything you can. Get in touch with Baxter and go to one of his events because he will get you over that plateau. He will give you so much inspiration and such a toolbox of different tricks and techniques and just philosophies behind it that will drive you to get over and beyond that plateau, and you will impress yourself.
Absolutely.
Sorry for the little stumble there, but lost my train of thought.
Did you want to maybe give them some info, and I'll link your stuff, of course, about where they can find more information about you?
Yeah, on Facebook, I have my Swahili Keely photography page, which is my nickname. For my photography. I went to Africa a while ago and got it in a funny manner. And I post a lot of my stuff on there. I haven't lately, but I've started to again as of today, utilizing Hoop Path videos. I'm going to be getting pictures up from Hoop Path, which I did take a lot at. And I feel pretty confident that I got a lot of good ones, including of Audrey and a lot of the instructors. So if you want to get in touch with my Swahili Keely YouTube page, we'll link it later if we can do that. And then you can check them out there. And on my Facebook too. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, Keely, thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. We'll talk more about Hoop Path in upcoming shows. I didn't realize we were going to have so many comments tonight. Jenna, do you want to go ahead and say your goodbyes as well? By the way, I love your shirt. We're kind of wearing the same kind of thing tonight. Keely pointed that out.
Nice. Yeah, I love this tank top. Actually, the outfit I'm wearing, I'm notorious for being an outfit repeater and wearing this outfit. But anyways, if you want to find like my YouTube page or Facebook, I think my Instagram and my Hoop City page, there's like so many links on there. I don't even know what's on there anymore. You can find everything at flavors.me/Jenna Drake. Again, that is flavors.me/Jenna Drake. Bye, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great. So, anyway, sorry about my allergies today, guys. I am, like, feeling it, man. I think it's a change between the North Carolina to the Florida weather that's just, like, throwing me off. But, anyway, yes, thank you so much for being on the show tonight, guys. I appreciate both of you. And for all of you that commented, I am forever grateful. I think there were great comments tonight. In terms of the shoulder hooping, I have a tutorial about shoulder hooping on my channel already. Ooh, pardon me, already. So I will post that, or have Jenna post it, or someone will post it. Oh my God!
It's an excellent tutorial, and it helped me out a lot. And then once you get the shoulder hooping one, she also has one on breaks and paddles, which will blow your mind and unlock a lot. It might take a bit of practice, but she breaks it down really good. She even puts it into slow motion. So definitely check out the break and paddles one after you check out the shoulder hooping one.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I feel so tired right now. We've had such
I'm exhausted.
An intense weekend. Oh my God. So yes, what she said.
And Audrey, a lot of those tutorials are on hoopinglive.com.
They should be. hoopingLIVE, hoopinglive.com. And I'm going to be refilming a lot of them because I've learned a lot since then. I feel like a lot of you should kind of be more updated on my videos. I'm actually going to be uploading a new hooping video this week.
Yes.
Yep. Keely and Craig have inspired me to create a new one that's a little bit more updated. So be sure to look forward to that. And for those of you who don't know, I did start a new blog, a beauty, lifestyle, health, pretty much everything blog with one of my friends, Kelsey Fuse. You can check us out at www.moon, M-O-O-N, Allah, A-L-A, mode, M-O-D-E, moonallamode.com. So moon with a scoop of ice cream, or moon of the day. .com, so moonallamode.com. Check it out. We'll have a new post this week about a DIY coffee antioxidant cellulite scar removing scrub that is amazing. So be sure to check that out. The post will be up on Thursday. So if you're interested in something like that, be sure to check it out. Subscribe, comment, rate, whatever you want to do. We love having you guys here, and we will see you next week. Be sure to let us know what you want from the show. If you have any questions or comments that you want to ask us personally, you can email us at info@hoopinglive.com. We'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. And until next week, everyone, thank you for staying so late after the show. It was a long one, but important week, right?
And we didn't even get to expand upon all the stuff from Hoop Path.
We didn't.
It flies by, really. I didn't realize that.
Maybe next week you could come on the show?
I would love to. Yeah, definitely.
Great. Awesome. Well, maybe next week we can expand a little bit more on Hoop Path. Until then, we'll see you next week.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Bye.